to study today neighboring group participation in substitution reactions. Okay. Neighboring group participation is also called as NGP. Now, what do you mean by exactly this? Like, there are various reactions whose rate of reaction depends upon certain factors. Okay. When we talk about a nucleophilic substitution reaction, something like this. So, a nucleophile a nucleophile is substituting another nucleophile. Okay, sorry. So this is OH, nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now the rate of the reaction depends upon certain factors. In this, what is going to assist our reaction is NGP, a group which is already present in the molecule. Okay, so I'll just show you with an example. Let's take an example and that will be much better. For example, this is like a reactant, okay, OH, Br and CH3. Let's understand the reaction first and then we will see what is Ng. We are going to substitute this with a nucleophile. So what are we going to substitute over here is OH. We are going to substitute OH by Br. This is our nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now for that the OH group has to leave. So this becomes our leaving group. OH group becomes our leaving group. Now how fast the OH group leaves depends upon what is present on the adjacent carbon atom. So what is present on the adjacent carbon atom? Br. Now Br is going to assist the leaving of the OH. Now why is it going to assist? Okay, so first and most important thing, this is our Ng. This is our neighboring group and this is going to participate. This is going to assist the removal of OH. Okay, so how is it going to assist the removal of OH? Let's see that. Bromine has a lone pair of electrons. It's a halogen, right? So it has a lone pair of electrons. Because of this lone pair of electrons, now they are participating in the reaction. This lone pair is going to attack this carbon and it is going to assist the removal of OH. Okay, so what we get first is an intermediate. What does that intermediate looks like? Let's see now. This is our CH, CH, CH3, CH3. And remember, this group is trans to the leaving group. Our neighboring group, this is our neighboring group, is trans to the leaving group. So when this attack of the electrons takes place on this carbon atom, we are going to get a cyclic intermediate. This is your cyclic intermediate. And this OH bond has now broken. So we have OH minus. So this is our leaving group. Now this is broken. It says left. This is your cyclic intermediate. What is it? It's a three-membered cyclic intermediate. Okay, three-membered cyclic intermediate. Now, next step is, this is our step number 1. Next step is attack of the nucleophile. What is our nucleophile over here? Br minus is our nucleophile. Okay, so in the next step, Br minus is going to attack. Now, where can the attack take place? So, there are two possibilities where the attack can take place. Now we are going to study more detail about the mechanism because there are two types of NGP. So right now I will just tell you what exactly the product will be. Okay, so Br can attack either this carbon atom. Okay, so let's say this is path A. Br can attack either this carbon atom. So this is path B. Okay, so what do you get basically? We get two products. We get two products. So what are those two products? Let's see. So CH. Suppose we are talking about, okay, I'll do it this way. So let's say path A. This is our path A where Br, if the Br is attacking on A, then this Br will shift to this carbon. So here we will get Br. This is the nucleophile that is attacking. So this is path A, and rest of the structure remains the same. Okay. So this is our nucleophile. This is how we get. Let's see what is the second product. So if this is path B, path B. So same thing, CH, CH. So where is our nucleophile, our Br going to go? Br is going to attack path B. So this is B, right? So if Br comes over here, that means this is what we are going to get, and this Br will shift to this carbon. Okay, rest of the structure remains. So this is how you get two products. This is your pair of enantiomers. What are we getting? Pair of enantiomers. Okay, so this is NGP. Now this reaction has taken place, or the rate of the reaction has increased because of presence of a neighboring group. So let's see what are we doing exactly. A neighboring group is participating in the reaction. It is assisting the uh, breaking of the bond between the leaving group and the carbon atom. Okay, and that is how the reaction is taking place much efficiently and faster, right? So what exactly, now let's see some of the characteristics or the important points in this. So if we start noting down the points, like what we can write here, there is internal participation because the previous Br was a part of the molecule. So what is part internal participation of a second functional group? Remember there are two functional groups. So if you want, you can go back and check. There are two functional groups. One is OH and one is Br. So here there is an internal partition of participation of a second functional group, which is a part of the molecule. Which is a part of the molecule. That is why we are calling as internal participation. Okay. The neighboring group always increases the rate of the reaction. Okay, so here we are talking about substitution. So it is increasing the rate of the substitution reaction. What is it increasing? Rate of the substitution reaction. So if that neighboring group was absent, the rate would have been slow, or the rate would have been less compared to that when the neighboring group is present. Which type of neighboring groups can participate? Any nucleophilic group. Remember, Br is having a pair of electrons, so it's a nucleophilic group. Any nucleophilic group or an atom which has a pair of electrons. Okay, any nucleophilic group of atom which has a pair of electrons can provide assistance, right? So this neighboring group, the NGP, should always have a pair of electrons so that it can take part in the substitution reactions. Like for examples, like in the example we saw halogen. So halogens can assist a reaction. Anything which is having a pair of electron. Okay, amines where nitrogen has a pair of electrons. Okay, ethers where oxygen is having a pair of electrons, right? So all what is common in all of them, they have a lone pair of electrons. They are nucleophilic in nature, right? And depending upon where that NGP, that neighboring group is situated, the intermediate which is formed, there is an intermediate formed. So in the reaction that we saw, there is a formation of three-membered intermediate, right? So for there will be formation of either three-membered or sometimes five-membered five-membered cyclic intermediate. See, these are the keywords. Okay, there is a formation of three-membered or five-membered cyclic intermediate. Okay, and most important point, the neighboring group, NG I am writing it for neighboring group. So neighboring group participation is possible, or it is more effective. Neighboring group participation is more effective when the neighboring group is what was our neighboring group? trans. It was trans, no? OH and Br were trans to each other. Trans to the leaving group. Very important. And that is why it is able to, push that leaving group outside. What exactly Br is doing? It is pushing the group, OH group outside. So when it is trans, the reaction is much faster. So you can say the of the reaction rate of the reaction for trans neighboring group is much faster than cis neighboring group. Yes or no? Okay, or cis isomer. Hmm? And of course, as I said, these examples, what do they contain? They contain heteroatoms. Okay, so any heteroatom, if it is present, in your molecule, heteroatom means like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur. Hetero means what? Atom other than carbon and hydrogen. So these are the heteroatoms. Any heteroatoms with what is important? With pair of electrons, because all these atoms that we have written over here, they all have pair of electrons. Okay, any heteroatom like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, halogen with a pair of electrons, they attack the carbon. So the carbon which we were talking about is the carbon attached to the OH group. Attack the carbon which is which is undergoing which is undergoing substitution reaction. Okay, so undergoing substitution, so it pushes it attacks from the backside. How does it attack? It attacks from the backside. Yes or no? That is how. See, if somebody pushes you, the push is mostly from the backside, right? So similarly, the NGP is also what exactly is happening? The group is pushing that leaving group from backside. So if anyone pushes you from the backside, you will fall very easily. The same thing happens with these atoms also. So if a group is there which is trans, it will push it from the backside and the group will fall down. Fall down in the sense it will leave faster and you will get a cyclic intermediate. Okay, students. So this is how, like, you can note down all these points as say notes, because if you get to write, if you get a question to write about NGP, these are the points that are important, and you can write the example that I have shown over there. Okay. Now, few more points that we need to know, that what type of product will be formed in the reaction. Okay. So the formation of the product. Okay, so the product form depends upon depends on depends on two factors, we can say. Depends on two factors. Okay, so what are the two factors? The two factors are, or the two aspects which decide the product, the kinetic aspect aspect, sorry, and stereochemical aspect. Okay, what are the two aspects? Kinetics and stereochemical. Kinetic, when we talk about kinetics, it is related to the rate of the reaction. Stereochemical aspect means, what does it stand for? What type of symmetry, stereochemistry a particular product will be having, or which product will be formed, major and minor quantity. Okay, so let's see both the aspects of both the factors. So let's begin with kinetic aspect of the reaction. Okay, now when we say that if a neighboring group is present, the neighboring group increases the rate of the reaction. So this is the first part. NGP, neighboring group participation, increases the rate of the reaction. Increases the rate of the reaction, first and foremost. When you're talking about kinetic aspect, it is always about the rates of the reaction. Okay, how this is possible? Okay, how this is possible, like why it does this? The when we say it increases the rate of the reaction, what is it doing? It is influencing the kinetics of the reactions. Okay, so what exactly our group is doing? Our group, the neighboring group, it is pushing. Okay, it pushes out the leaving group. It pushes out the leaving group. Okay, and this is called as unchimeric assistance. What is it called? unchimeric assistance. Remember this one. Okay. So because of this, the rate increases. Because of unchimeric assistance, the rate increases. Rate of the reaction increases. So this increase in the rate because of unchimeric assistance is called as synertetic synertetic acceleration. Acceleration means what? To increase the speed, right? Synertetic acceleration, right? So how the neighboring group is affecting, where it is present, what is the position? It should be always present on the the positions of the leaving group and the neighboring group should be what? Trans to each other. Okay, it should be present trans to the leaving group. These points we have already studied, right? Secondly, there should be a lone pair of electrons on the neighboring group, right? And how the mechanism takes place, what is formed? There is a bridged intermediate form. Okay, there is a bridged intermediate form, right? Bridged intermediate. Okay, so because of all these factors, the rate of the reaction is going to increase, right? And of course this group is internal. Internal means what? This is an internal nucleophile. Okay, so the reason the reaction takes place is our neighboring group is a internal nucleophile. Remember this, because it is having a lone pair of electrons. So this is an internal nucleophile and it has greater nucleophilicity. Okay, it has, we'll see nucleophilicity and nucleophilicity is the extent how this, you can say in simple words, strength of the nucleophile. Okay, it has greater nucleophilicity than the attacking nucleophile. It has greater nucleophilicity than the attacking nucleophile, right? And other important factor is, because it has greater nucleophilicity than the attacking nucleophile, this nucleophile attacks first than our reagent. Okay, fine. So why it is attacking first? Because it has greater nucleophilicity. Secondly, it is already present. It is already present. Okay, in the molecule. This is already present in the molecule, but only presence is not important. It is already present in the molecule. Also, it is properly oriented. Trans. So as I told you, it should be trans. If it is trans, the rate will be more than the cis isomer. Okay, let's take an example for this. So similar example we will take. Okay, let's take an example of sodium to bromopropanoate. Propanoate. Okay, so what does it look like? This is your propanoate. This is, let me first finish. Okay, now this is sodium to propanoate, but I will not write this sodium. This is the whole structure, but let's begin with this. And so I'm writing the low pair of electrons, right? So to reduce one step. Okay, so this is how. Now what is our NGP here? Okay, how does the NGP take place? This is a lone pair of electrons. Okay, so this becomes our neighboring group. This becomes our neighboring group. Oxygen is more nucleophilic, or it has more nucleophilicity than bromine. So this is attacking, this is our leaving group. So when this attacks this group, along with the lone pair of electrons will be leaving. So this becomes our leaving. Okay. Now what happens? Cyclic intermediate. Fine. So let's write the cyclic intermediate. This is C double bond O. This is your C. This is H. This is CH3, and this is O. Okay. So let's write it in a dotted line. Just a second. So this is your cyclic intermediate. Okay, what would be the charge on oxygen? Positive. Electron pair is already utilized, right? Now let's attack a nucleophile. So OH minus is the attacking agent. Okay, so it's taking place. So these are some of the reagents, right? So the attack is taking place. Now where will the attack take place? So see, it's a cyclic intermediate, right? Cyclic intermediate. So where will the attack take place now? Now if you look at this, depending upon this carbon is more electrophilic, that is why the oxygen will move over here and the carb or OH will attack on this. So the enolate part will be restored. The C double bond O will be restored. So what are you going to get here? So it will look like this: C double bond O. Oxygen will come back to its original position, right? This is your C. This is your CH3. This is H and OH. So same place, like, right? So this is nothing but what? Sodium lactate. Sodium lactate. This Na is present over here. Okay. What has happened? Br at the position of the Br, OH is present now. So what is this? 100% retention. 100% retention. Got it? Are you understanding this? Okay, so these are some of the examples of nucleophilic, neighboring group participation. We will take one more example. So let's see. So if you are practicing it, you can pause this video and try to figure out what will be the mechanism. Okay, in this case, sulfur is your neighboring group, and Cl is your leaving group. So before going ahead, you can pause this and try to figure out where and how the attack will take place. Remember, neighboring group has this lone pair of electron. It is a better nucleophile. So this sulfur will attack this carbon, and this is the leaving group that is going to leave. So this will be Cl minus, right? Now cyclic intermediate. So how is your cyclic intermediate form? CH2 bond CH2. So I'm writing it this way. So you can see S, right? And rest of the structure on the C S you can write down. Okay, either this chlorine, this chlorine, because the structure is symmetric. So anything you can show it anywhere, right? What will be the charge on sulfur? Positive. 3 bonds, no? Sulfur valency is 2. Now 3 bonds are there. Now next step is attack. Attack of the nucleophile. So this is OH. This is OH. Okay, the first step is rate determining step. This is a slow step. The second step is fast because now this is reactive. The attack takes place very easily. So when you attack this nucleophile, how is the attack going to take place? Okay, it can go from on any carbon. It's going to give you the same product because it's symmetrical. So let's consider that OH is attacking over here, and this bond will shift and the electrons will be restored. So you get back the product which exactly looks like the reactant except for the substitution of Cl by CH. Okay, fine. I'll write the name of this. This is 2,2-dichloro diethyl sulfide. Okay, this is how, and this is your cyclic sulfonium ion. This is your cyclic sulfonium ion. This is your cyclic intermediate. Okay, this is how the sulfur pushes the chlorine. This is your cyclic sulfonium, and this attack takes place very readily to give the product. Okay, so this is how this is how the rate kinetics, you can explain the kinetics of the reaction, right? Now let's come to the second aspect. The second aspect is the stereochemical aspect of the reaction. Stereochemical aspect. Okay. When we talk about stereochemical, it is the stereochemistry of the reaction, right? What type of product will be formed? Which one will be the major product? Is the stereochemistry of the reactant? What is the stereochemistry of the product? Mechanism remains the same. Mechanism remains the same. Formation of cyclic intermediate. So points remain the same. There is formation of cyclic intermediate. Okay, kinetics and all will be same. Now here we are talking about what? Here we are talking about the stereochemical aspect of the reaction, which product will be formed, right? Now if you remember the normal nucleophilic substitution reactions, okay, uh, there are two substitution reactions which you people have studied in your lower standards, right? So what are the two substitution reactions? One was SN1 substitution and one was SN2 substitution. Okay, in SN1 substitution reaction, there was formation of 50-50 product, 50% retention, 50% inversion. In SN2 mechanism, there is 100% inversion of the configuration. Okay, this was 100% inversion of the configuration. But when we have NGP types of reactions, when there are NGP reactions, there is 100% retention of the configuration. There is 100%. We'll take one example for this. 100% retention. Of course, that depends upon the reaction, but let's see. So, for example, let's take example of thioxalic acid. Okay, so sorry, not oxalic acid. Let me first write the reaction example. I will first write the example and then we will go for the further explanation. Okay. Trio means trans product. Okay, this is trio, right? This is optically active. This is trio. Okay, what is this? We're talking about this is trio 3 bromo 2 butanol. 3 bromo 2 butanol. And what we are going to substitute is this. The OH is your leaving group and the Br is your neighboring group. Okay, this is how we are going to carry out the substitution. So what exactly we are going to do is we are going to react it with a nucleophile. So bromine is your Br is your nucleophile. So H and OH will be removed as H2O and this Br will attack over here. Okay. So let's see what we are going to do. I'll directly take the mechanism instead of writing the product now. Let me directly take the mechanism. Okay, so I'll just leave this here right now. I'll take mechanism first and we'll come to it and write it back again. Okay, so let me just write it in this form. Easy to understand. This is your trio. Let's remove the nucleophile first. Sorry, the leaving group. So this is your bromine attacking on this carbon. This OH is removed, right? So what do you get? So if you are writing it down or taking down notes, try to write the product on your own. Write the cyclic intermediate now. This is the cyclic intermediate. Okay, positively charged. Next, attack of the nucleophile. Which nucleophile? Br. Okay, now because of the cyclic intermediate, two possibilities are there. A and this is B. cyclic intermediate, two possibilities. Okay, so let's write what are the products of the two possibilities. Now with A, suppose bromine attacks, or the bromine ion attacks on this carbon. What will happen? So if bromine attacks on this carbon, this bromine will shift over here. So you are going to get your bromine, and this is the new bromine which has attacked on this carbon, right? Then write rest of the atoms and the groups. This is product number A, product formed by attack A. Okay, let's see what is the product formed by attack B. Now if the bromine attacks, like if it goes to this carbon, so you can pause and try to write down the answer first. So if bromine goes over here, this is my nucleophile. Okay, and if bromine attacks on this carbon, bromine will come over here. So this is my bromine which was already present in the molecule. This is how you get. Okay, now this is the Sauer's form. Let's convert it into the Fischer form. I won't go into the details of conversion. We will make a separate video for that. Sorry, I won't write the arrow. So what is the Fischer form? Write all the carbons in the straight line. Br, H, H, Br. And this CH3, CH3. Look at the structures properly. This is Br, Br, H, H. In this, you have retention of the configuration, where this product looks exactly like the first one. So instead of this OH, we have put there Br. So exact retention. But if you compare this with the first one, there is inversion at both the carbons. So in that product, Br is over here and the second Br is on this side, left hand side and right hand side. So in this case, there is not just inversion. Don't write inversion. This is inversion at both carbons. Remember this. Inversion at both the carbons. So here you are getting racemic mixture. You are getting racemic mixture. You are getting a racemic mixture. Okay, racemic mixture of what? So this is 2 plus minus 2 3 di bromo butane. Got it? Okay. So this is how the we are going to explain the stereochemical aspect of the reactions, right? So what are the key points here? First, there is a formation of cyclic intermediates. Cyclic intermediate, this is the cyclic intermediate. In all NGP reaction, there is always formation of cyclic intermediate because of the attack of the electrons by the neighboring group. And two isomers are formed, two products are formed, one with the retention of the configuration, this is your retention of the configuration, and the second one is formed by inversion of configuration at both the carbons. Okay, because it is a racemic mixture, you have optically inactive product. This is optically inactive. So your reactant was optically active, but your product is optically inactive. Okay, so this is how we can explain the neighboring group participation for these reactions as per the stereochemical aspect. Okay. Now, since we have learned for trio, I'll quickly tell you what is the answer for erythro also. Okay. So this is the same one, but erythro. Erythro means the groups are on the same side. So Br and OH are on the same side. So this becomes what? Erythro. This is your erythro. Okay. This is also optically active. And if you carry out the nucleophilic substitution, if you want, you can write down the mechanism. The final product that you get is like this. What we are getting is, look at this product. What does it look like? This is your retention of configuration, right? 100% retention. These bromine, both the bromines, either you can write it on the right hand side when you look at the mechanism, either on the right hand side, or both of them can come on the left hand side. But what is this? This is a meso, because there is a plane of symmetry, right? So this is your meso, and meso is optically inactive because of internal compensation. Half part of the molecule will rotate on the right hand side, half part of the molecule will rotate on the left hand side. So this is optically inactive by internal compensation. And in the previous product, it is optically inactive because of external compensation, because you are having a mixture of two products which cancels, rotation is equal and opposite. Got it? So these are the two examples that you can explain while writing the NGP of this reaction. Fine. This was related to the mechanism for particularly for the NGP reactions for this chapter. Okay.